them up on a listing alert to give them weekly emails on what's happening around the market in their house. Then we're actually going to talk quick, but not really quick, about the actual Zap score and how we can analyze our clients and what they're doing on our website, houses they look at, houses they save, they open up emails, whatever they're doing. And then we're going to finish with the 2 apps that we have. We talked briefly about, the blue Zap app is our personal app. We're going to talk about that, and then the app we share, where is our consumer-facing one, where they're looking for houses. So we're going to end with those 3 things. Neither one of them, none of them are going to take too long. So we'll probably spend 15 minutes on each. But again, anything you guys have, when the pizzas come from noon to 1 or till whenever, we will both be here, Jules and I, to just help answer, do anything you want. Okay, so right now we are looking at a client that has told us, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, whatever the criteria is. They're looking for a house. So we're actually going to go in and just pull up. You know what? You guys can follow me along. You guys can use yourself. You can actually use yourself as a guinea pig, and that's a great thing, again, why we added ourselves. But if I just, pull up a client, I'm going to pretend it's me. So this is Al, the agent, pulling up Wayne. Wayne says, hey, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. I'm actually going to hit the More button next to the 2 blue boxes, and I'm going to go to sign in as contact. So this is the agent Al signing in as me. You'll see this is sort of Al's website, but he's signed in as Wayne, his client. Now I told Al, I'm gonna, you can do this a number of ways. I can do, 1 zip code. I can do 2 zip codes, comma. So, however, I could actually back it up if you prefer, areas. Yes. If I click Bemis Point, and then soon as I hit enter, you'll see it pops up. But then you'll see next to Bemis Point, you'll see a plus. If I actually hit the plus, every city I work pops up, and I can just simply go, I can add multiple cities, whatever.
So, all right. So that relates back to the 21 zip codes that I added to my profile?
No, this goes back to zip codes and lead router. One of the very first things we talked about, where we're going to meet with Eric and go,
okay,
need to make sure my zip codes are correct.
All right.
That's what's going to populate here as, hey, these are the markets you can work type thing. Actually, it's going to be, it's going to show so much more, but the idea is, I'm actually going to go through. So if I do that, then I'm searching 2 cities for my client and the properties that show up. So.
Can't you could put anywhere in the country in there. You could put Sacramento, I think.
You can.
It doesn't have to
be
your zip code.
Yeah, you can. The one thing that it'll show, it'll kind of tell them, well, this agent doesn't work there, but let me get you someone that does. But when they do that, you get that message that says, hey, this client's just searching in Florida. You want to reach out to them and go, hey, if you're looking in Florida, let me find you an agent. Kind of, the system will allow you to have that chance at a referral.
No, but what I mean is, I think you don't have to have one of your 21 zip codes.
Right.
You can type anything in there, right?
I can type anything in there, but if I type anything in there and I see this list, if I click on this property, it's going to go, whoa, Wayne doesn't work that market. I'm going to have to get you to an agent that does. So because I can't work the market, but I know that they're looking there. Essentially, the system tells me where I can go, hey, let me help with you. Let me help you find that agent.
Right. So if that's when you would get that notification even when the consumer puts that information in?
Yeah, because we're watching what they're doing, and it goes outside that zip code. They're like,
You're outside your website's covered area. I just did it. You're outside your website's covered area.
Yeah.
I got, we do not service the area
Yeah.
that you're searching in.
Okay, so now we picked our 2 spots. So I'm again back to, this is my client, two spots, and it doesn't even matter what I searched. Let's say max 300, and they want 4 bedrooms. And I have I'm over here with kind of the darker gray more filters, where I can search a number of things. I can search city, zip code, have a map, do an address, proximity, school district. So I got a lot of options. But in reality, I'm just going to say, yep, that's what he said he wanted. So I hit search, and I get 3 properties that pop up. You know, and I'm just thinking, okay, well, that's what he said he wanted. 2 zip codes, this price, he needs 4 bedrooms. The only thing I have to push to actually set him up on a listing alert is this red button right here, recommend search. That's all I have to push. When I hit recommend search, this box pops up. I can actually name the search, you know, so I'd call it, you know, Wayne's.
Where is that house? 5 bedrooms, 2
Wayne's
baths for
World,
$104,000.
In the
3,000 square feet.
New York.
It's the snow. See all the snow there? That's why it's priced at, no, I'm just kidding. So name it, and I'm gonna actually put a message in here to Wayne, you know, as the agent, to my client. Hey, you know, set this listing alert on it. It's gonna be the most up-to-date place. All you're gonna have to do is check your email, you know, whatever you type in there. And if I hit email this recommendation, he's gonna get an immediate email with all 3 properties. Like, this is what's available. And then he's gonna get hit twice a day from now on until he shuts it off, till he buys, twice a day with emails with anything else that fits his criteria. New listing, price reduction into the, you know, whatever hits the criteria, he's gonna get an email that says, hey, new listing, you know, whenever they
But
pop up.
he won't get a listing, he won't get an email if there's nothing going on.
Correct.
Okay. All right, and does that message get emailed every single time?
No,
Okay.
just the first one. I'm telling him, this is everything available, and you're gonna get 2 emails from me every day, like morning and afternoon, with anything that fits the, you know, that fits your criteria.
Okay,
This is gonna be.
we don't have that branded yet.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
branded
that's why
to
it's the
you.
only thing
I
I
only
use.
have
Yeah.
individuals.
Yeah, I use the most certificated.
Mine's doing the same thing right now, why is it not?
But look at-
wonder
Because
if
I've
it
done
just popped
this,
up.
I've done it before with recommended,
Did
I
you
do it all the
use,
time.
did you use your name to do
Yeah, I
this?
wonder
Oh.
if that's
Are
the
you, did you
problem.
opt out?
Yeah.
I have a red
Oh,
line on the
hers
top of
popped
my
out.
thing that says
They
I
opted
opted
out.
out, so it would stop
So
the
what
feedback.
happened?
Just try to refresh it.
What's opt out?
Hers red letter says client is opted out of sign up. Out of new listing lead, so it won't let you set it up. But yours would say that.
Well,
Maybe-
this
I mean,
has my
yeah,
own email, so I
maybe-
wonder if it knows it's me.
Well, but it
No, I
still
did
should
mine.
pop up.
Sure, I did mine was.
Because I've done this a
Recommended
gazillion
Yes,
times.
yeah, Steve's popped up.
And then
so.
usually you send it out and then it says you want to send the mobile app, right?
Yeah. So we'll look at that, or maybe just try it again, just to see if it
No, but you
populates
can
in.
recommend them individually,
Yes.
but still that would be
No,
like.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be-
emails.
Yeah, obviously your client wouldn't do that. You guys would just experience, you know, whatever.
So it's just one
Oh,
time
and then it shows that
thing,
you're
or
recommended.
can you, is it
Well,
something
the
that's
one
automatic?
time and then twice a day after they get any new listings,
Yeah, it would
things
be
like
nice.
that.
Okay, so
See,
it's
here's
automatic.
this like
Yeah,
opted
yeah.
out of your listing list.
All right, so to go back to this,
Blocking us.
when I send this email and they get it, you know, the minute I'm gonna pretend this is the email they get. So it obviously looks prettier and is geared toward, you know, it doesn't look like this, but I'm gonna pretend that this is the email they get, and so they open up the email, and then this is what pops up. So we know, the first thing we know is that they actually opened the email. We know that they opened the email, so it's a bonus that we could tell they opened it. Now they're scrolling down through this list, you know, obviously it's only 3, but they get to a property and go, you know, this one looks great, you know, this one looks great, and they click on it. Whoops. And they click on it. We actually know, and I'm going to show you in a minute, we know that they opened up that listing. We know that they viewed it. And then the connection we have at this point from the mobile app, the website, or the email we send them, with one button, they could ask to see it. They can go, hey, we want to see it. If they scroll down, in just because it's in different verbiage, some consumers like to see, go see this home. Same thing, obviously. If they just want to ask info on it, so this one, and the request info, the request is showing, all come to us in an email and a text. Like, hey, John opened the email, John's on your website, he wants to see this house. We get it, we get it immediately. And then if they just want to save it, like, we're not ready to see it, don't really have any questions, but want to keep it on our radar, they can just heart it, recommend it. And that's them saying, you know what, let's keep it on our radar. So that's the connection where they really start loving that they don't need to get an email with 10 properties and look at them and then make a list, like, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3 Main, and oh, what about 3, 4, 5? And they're making a list, and then they got to get the list to us, like email, call, or text us, like, these are properties. We get a list, and we're like, well, let me go to the, so now they're pushing one button, with our contact, and it's coming to us immediately. So they actually will really love that interaction piece.
Question, because I don't use Zap, and I know that Eric does for this kind of stuff. Do deposit continue to show properties show up, or is just active?
What's that? I don't.
All
What's
right,
that
so
called?
there's a show status
Well.
is it like it what?
It will, it'll say there on top, like short sale, it'll say
No,
pending,
show.
it'll say pending.
Oh,
It says pending.
This is
Yeah.
pending, yeah, I
Okay.
just did one.
Oh, okay, all right, that's what. Okay.
So, I just want to tell you guys something, because I did a search in my town where I purposely have, while we were sitting here, did a couple insights. And even though my thing isn't working quite right now, when you do insights on your own listings, like, Manchester, whatever, and you have your agents look, it'll pop up on the screen that there's an agent insight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found that.
So
That's neat.
it's gonna look,
It's
that's gonna
gonna
get someone's eye.
it's gonna
That's
sep-
another
it's gonna
reason why you
separate
should
the
do on
listing.
your
It's gonna
own.
separate the
It
listing
makes
from the
the
rest.
listing stand out. So review your own, it is not a lie, you've been there. It does have an insight. It's a good idea to do. And the other thing, look on the right side. They've got, the agent's picture, it's got 5 stars, and it starts to show a quote.
So
Alan
again-
is true
So again,
professional,
these
10
things
years-
these things follow you everywhere, and then there's one of the reviews that will just rotate through. Next time I go, it'll be the next, different review. So on top of the thing saying we have an agent insight on this, our listings are featured. So our listings go featured plus agent. So we have a lot of things that could draw. But at worst, this listing, which is not ours, you'll see this is another company. We do whatever we can. We're legal. But this could say, agent insight, and that would be, they can't do it, but we can. And we would appear on there, and then whoever.
They can't click on that link though, right? That other agencies.
No, this is as small, believe me, it's as small as it has to be, like that's legal. If it could be a centimeter smaller, it would be, that type of thing.
And then if you want to personally recommend it by clicking on the heart, you can write them a note, like, you've got to see the finished basement.
Yeah.
You're gonna love the
So-
chart, this has the garage you've been looking for.
Yeah, so when I
Sweet.
so this is literally what I would do, would be like, sometimes I see this and I'm gonna send them the list, or I just randomly see a property, and if I come in here and hit just this one property, I can actually send this as a special email to them. It actually looks like, it appears like, whoa,
Yeah.
Wayne stopped his day to send this to you, and then of course I'll put a message in there that says, guys, listen up. I'll put a message in there that says, hey, you're gonna get this one this afternoon, but I didn't even want you to wait. Like, I wanted you to get this right now, and sort of makes it special for that client.
So do you get an alert? Or like, cause you're saying,
No, this is what I would do. If I
Yeah.
went and toured houses or showed it to someone else, like I've literally gone to show someone a house and could not wait to get away from them and call or text the person that I knew was gonna love the house. So if you go in and search, and you want it to be branded, instead of just sending them a text, you gotta see 123 Main, pick the house and recommend it to whoever your client is. Your client should be
Yeah,
your
ours are.
contact. Yeah.
Personally, very first thing I do, even before this is technically the second thing I do. Very first thing in every single morning is I go into the MLS and just pull a quick hot sheet. Just the easiest thing. Like, I can go, and that's when if I see a property and go, whoa, that is perfect. Like, I think Jim might like that. Then the next stop is in here, and I'm gonna quick send it through Zap, and then send, because I'm gonna go out, I'm finding this property, I'm gonna recommend it to him, so he gets that special email from me, and then when he gets it, in one click, he can go, yup, I wanna see it, or ask me a question, that type of thing, through the system.
So you recommend using this search rather than the MLS?
Yes, I do.
Or in addition to, it depends.
Yeah, if they're gonna get it, I only want them to get one.
Yeah.
Because I want it, but if it's up, every agent's different. I quickly thought this is much better than what I can send. Quite frankly, if I can, monitor if they open it, monitor if they just click one of the listings in there, and then take it to, with one button, they can go, yeah, I want to see this one, without, looking at it through an email, making a list, contacting me saying, hey, can we see these 3? They can push one button, and I'm quite frankly, I'm very honest with them. I'm like, no, push, we'll talk when we have to, but if you can knock 10 conversations down to 3 by them just pushing buttons, they're gonna love it. Good for us too, but they're gonna love it. And when we need to talk, we talk. But in the meantime, let's just do it interactively, with the website and the emails that we're sending.
Will they add more criteria? Because I noticed there's no garage search or
Acreage,
central
garage.
layer or something like that.
Yeah, we actually have, there's a ton of things that we can do now, but in reality, we can at any point use this keywords.
Oh.
And if I type, garage, oops, I spell it right. If I type garage, this will actually, look through the listings and only give me listings that the word garage appeared in it. That's just an avenue we have
But you
until.
can't do 2, 3, or 4. Like, we have people who are specifically looking for 2
Yeah.
or more garages. Or,
Right.
We actually have the ability to,
We just pulled.
I don't want to say it's the easiest thing, but it's going to be, very soon it's going to be almost an immediate thing where you guys can go, this is what we need. Garage, 2, 3, 4. And I got a guy, I don't even remember where I was, New Hampshire or something. He goes, hey, look, not using the platform until we get something that says natural gas or propane.
Yeah.
Like that is like
it is
crucial in their market. So it's like, but we got guys in Florida that go, we need sprinklers. So, for us to have one platform, the thing would be, 50 pages long to have sprinkler, whatever. So, but we're in the middle of grabbing this company and going, what do you guys need? And then it's actually going to appear down here. This is going to be standard. And then when you click down here, you guys are going to have, like the company I was at yesterday had probably 30 things down there. I mean, it was just, just a bunch of additional features that they can click.
So
How do we
can
do
add
that?
that
We don't
here?
know that.
Well, we can't, let me see where we are in that process to make that
Okay.
a reality. I don't want to commit to something, but I have a connection that will let me know if it's something that he can get done. But that basically, that stops somebody from doing their job, and an engineer is going to take, a half a day to do it.
Right,
So I'm not quite sure they're in that, position to just do it every time I call them up. I'm like, hey, I need a half a day, so.
Okay, and then the other one, I'm sorry, just another quick question. Where you put the garage in, is that picking that up from the description?
Yes, if that word is anywhere in the listing, whether it's garage and it's checked,
Wait, what
Oh,
is
it's
it?
garage, so
or
what
the
is-
verbiage like 2-car garage, so literally you could,
So that the field is filled in MLS,
yeah,
it'll pop up in your search.
if typically you look at a listing and they write 2-car garage, if I literally put this in here, whoops, no,
Yeah, but the,
Where is it pulling the
Oh.
information from is what we're asking.
MLS.
From
the fields, if the
from
field-
Dash, from MLS?
no, from the MLS,
Word?
we analyze, if anything's in this,
Yeah.
we will analyze the listing top to bottom, and if there's a garage and it's checked, we would grab that. If I did this in quotes, if I did that, if the agent wrote 2-car garage, happened to write it, not, it's not perfect, but it will help us. Then if it's written 2-car garage, we're gonna grab it.
Now, what if they have a second criteria that they want a cape, for example, 2-car garage, cape, whatever?
Comma,
Comma, okay.
okay. Or,
Space or just comma?
or we can go not cape. They don't want a
You
cape.
don't want a cape.
So again, it's our avenue until we can get to the point where, everyone's searching perfectly, that we have that. So it's almost like just play with it. Just play around with it. I don't ever, I don't say it's going to be 100% perfect, but you got to do what's best for you. If you have one client, like I would just tell my folks, hey, look, you may get a few houses, just skip down the list. But if I had the client that said, don't send me a single listing that doesn't have a 2-car garage, because I don't want to see another one, I'm like, you know what, maybe you're going to get the listing alert from the MLS.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I usually, my first thing would be like, you know what, you might get a couple. I don't like to limit it, because maybe, quite frankly, when they say I only want a cape, guess what? They could end up buying. a ranch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we never thought we wanted a ranch, you know? So I always kind of tell them, you know what, I'm gonna send you, you know, a few things that might not be perfect, but I don't wanna limit it right now. And most of the time they go, okay. And I'm like, just, you're getting a list, just scroll down past it. You don't have to spend any time. But typically I'll find that they're clicking on properties that they didn't want. You know, at least they're checking them out, so. Yes.
I clicked on showed additional properties and I got garage spaces and sewer system, water system.
Anybody else click on additional properties?
I have that too, and I did it. I called Eric like a month ago because I was trying to use all the stuff at the bottom where it said like, you know, basement, all that stuff down there. And it came up with no houses. So as soon as I took all that stuff off, I was able to see all the houses, but. for some
Okay,
reason-
see, that's something, if it's there, we certainly need it to be pulling, so that's interesting to know. So that is something that we can sort of put an inquiry on to see why is it there if it's not working. So that's something that we will, I'm gonna, Jules, will you do me a favor and just make a note that we wanna check additional search options and the fact that if they work or not, if they're there, so.
I just wanted to, and I know we've had this talk in the office a lot in the last year and a half, because Zap is so changing, and it's like sometimes you learn it one way, and then it changes, and people were frustrated with the contacts, but to just go ahead and add your people, because now that the energy level in the room is changing and people seem to be more open to it, the drip campaigns, the emails, the fact that you could spend 25 minutes and have somebody set up for 10 years worth of emails, like the scripts are already there. Go ahead and at least add your contacts. Even if you add 5 a week, start adding them. Because once we get the buy-in from everybody, we can show you how to do all these cool things that we see at IBC that none of you have ever seen.
Yeah.
But you can't do it if you don't have any people in your database. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, pretty.
But start adding people.
Yeah, I'll take a few minutes and sort of to expand on that a little bit. You know, platform's pretty crazy, so we know that it started like not fun necessarily, but literally, me as an agent to get handed this every day I open it up, I still think, wow, you know, pretty fortunate to be handed something. So that in that respect, but to sort of, you know, the thing will never ever stop getting better for us. They're never going to go done. But wait, why doesn't it? No, sorry. You know, every 2 weeks we change this platform, fix a bug, add search criteria, adding CC on emails, just everything. So every 2 weeks since May of 2015, every 2 weeks the platform's changed. Guess what's going to happen 2 weeks from now? Guess what's going to happen 2 weeks from that? Things changes. What I love on top of that is of those changes every 2 weeks since May of 15, over 60% of the changes are broker and agent driven. Not someone up top going, this is what they want. Us going, why doesn't it do this? Why can't it do this? I want CC emails. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but the community, we have a community, we can go in there and post a suggestion. I wish Zap would, you know, I wish I could CC on an email. And then people like it. Like, I wish somebody, you know. So we literally will determine, we have a roadmap 2 years out. We know what's happening for the next 2 years. By the way, unbelievable what's happening in the next 2 years, crazy. But literally, we're like 6 months, we're like 6 weeks out, we go, what can we change for the agents? We will go to the community, and we literally, if you went to the community and said, I wish I could CC, we would take that and put it in a queue and go, there's one. And then I go in there and like it, and I go, oh, there's another one. And we have this list, and we will go to the top of the list and go, well, let's CC email, and let's do this, because that's what most agents have asked for it. And that's what's been happening for the last 2 years, and will continue that way. So ask for something, wish it would do something, we can go to the community and bring it up, and then tell your friends and your other agents, like, hey, go in and like it, and I promise you it will go to the top of the list and get done much sooner. So just to back up, I mean, just know, they're never gonna go, yeah, I wish it could do that, sorry. They're gonna go, can't do it right now, but give us some time and we will change it for you. And that's what's gonna happen literally over the next year to 2 years and forever. I hope so, because I need a job, so. Okay, so we're actually gonna go back to this quick, all right. May go afternoon, but I'm gonna push it now. So real quick, I'm gonna show you. I have a client, Wayne, that owns a house that is considering selling it. Or I basically knocked on his door and said, hey, would you care to know what's happening around the market? And he said, I'd love to know. So we can send him a weekly email, get to him every single Monday morning. And it'll just be an email that lists 5 properties. That was listed, and this one sold. You know, whatever's happening around his house.
How do you limit the search like that?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna click more. It's kind of the same concept we just did. I'm gonna click sign in as contact. And I get to this point, same thing, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath I'm looking for. This is Wayne who might be selling his house. So what I'm gonna do in this search bar is type Wayne's address. Single address. I find it, I click on it, it says off market. Of course, you know, he's maybe considering selling it. For me, this was my 6-year past client, started getting put on it. I'm like, hey, 6 years, they might be considering selling. Let me keep them up to date what's happening in the market. The only button I have to push to send that Monday morning email, if I scroll down through, is push this get home value updates. And they will get an email from me, like I sat up or got up early Monday morning and said, hey, you know, there's 3 houses in your neighborhood that all got listed. Let me quick send you an email. System does it right from the MLS and keeps them up to date on what's happening around their house. Just use the example that, you know, I meet someone or know a client that, or, you know, whatever, that says, hey, thinking about selling my house, but not till the end of summer. And I just freeze. I'm like, oh boy, how do I stay in contact with this person? Because if I think I can reach out to them August 31st and go, we ready to list, I'm nuts, because they're gonna meet a bunch of other agents. They're gonna talk to their friends that go, oh, I got the perfect agent. Turn around, they're like, no, I have the perfect agent. They're gonna go buy signs. They're just gonna be swayed so much until they're actually ready to list. You know, I can actually send them a email every Monday morning with very relevant data to something they're considering doing and stay in their face without needing to try and text or call them to stay in front of them. I don't need, you know, that's my contact with them, is actually very relevant information.
How did you do that again?
Put your own house in.
So I just typed in one address. I signed in as them. And then
Okay, so you create a contact for the person
Yep.
who isn't truly listed yet.
Yep.
And then you put in an address.
Then I hit more.
Yeah.
Sign in as contact, and then I typed in their address.
Exact address. Okay.
Then it comes up
Not on the market.
off market.
Okay.
You know, yep, it's off market. That's their address, and then literally get home value updates. If it's one, I'm not going to click it because it's one I use all the time. But if I click get home updates, it'll click to a check and it'll say watching, and that's all you've done. And
So what are the parameters? Is it within like
Well,
3 miles? That's
no, it's I believe it's set up to be around a mile, but believe me, the first email that you get, they will be not forced, but very easily it will push them to go, hey, do you want more data? And they can go in and actually, they'll see a button similar to this, it says, you know, price, and then they'll see a button that says go deeper. Like, believe me, this is like, they're like, you know, it's like click here, click there. It's very easy for them. And then they can actually adjust it with bedrooms, baths, square footage, the size of the lot, distance around their house.
So you,
That's something they'll be able to do.
you do this every Monday, or is it automatic?
It's automatic.
After you do it once?
After you
And
click
can I get
get
an
home
email
value
no matter
updates,
what?
and it says watching, it's all I have to do, and they're getting hit every single Monday.
So like, so say there was nothing to report on a Monday, would they get?
I actually get an email that says, this is some of the recent stuff, and it's sort of made to be like, you've probably seen this, but just kind of keeping you up to date.
So you get it no matter what.
Yep. This is one you get automatically. The listing alert one, you won't get unless there's a new listing.
So I just put in my address and hit to send, and now it's watching. So when am I gonna get an email?
Monday morning.
Monday morning.
So, and then I got a little map when I did this, and it shows prices. Those properties are not for sale.
Which one?
See, here's my house, I put my house in, and these two properties came on the
Well,
market.
hover over it and click on it. So it's sold.
It's town.
Yeah, that's not the right house. See, I'm Coventry, but it says Tolland, but it's the right map of my house.
I wonder if it's
Close
Talon
this is
County.
Talon County.
Maybe Talon
Okay.
County.
And then, so
Because that's what mine says too.
So just know, oh yes.
Now, what if the client calls you back and says, you know what?
No.
We're not moving, I got a promotion at work.
They or we could
But I
easily
wonder
just
if
click.
your house are,
That would pop up,
this is
so
7 Hemlock.
so under your client, and they can be prompted. There's your account, and there's a watched homes list. And they're like these are just houses I'm using.
Oh, email off.
Off. It would just stop sending it to
That's gonna
them.
be the one right next
I
to
have a question. I used my wife as my test case, and I used our home. Why do we use a Zillow estimate?
How'd you rate it?
Well, it actually just is an education piece, because it actually ends up showing that it's off.
It's way
So
off.
we prefer Smart Zip, and if Smart Zip is in your area, then that's the number we actually use.
Smart Zip.
Yeah, there's some. This one, I think this one had a Smart Zip.
So I can.
Yeah, you know what I use this for is I tell them right up front, not a CMA.
Right.
Like, because this feature is just going to keep them up to date on what's happening in the market. If the house next door, if theirs is a $200,000 house and the house next door goes up for 100, doesn't mean their house is worth 100.
So
It'll tell them if a lot next door goes for sale. I'm just keeping them posted on what's happening in the market.
in their neighborhood.
In their neighborhood.
Right,
Yeah.
just in their
So,
neighborhood.
and you know what? It's very clear, just keeping you updated what's happening in the market. But when you're ready, I come in and price it. I don't care what you do. You are not pricing a house unless you are physically walking around it the day they're listing it.
Right.
Otherwise, anything's useless. So, but I have a conversation that just it makes it clear, like, don't freak out if something gets listed for 100,000 less. Don't freak out if it goes for 100,000 more. We're just keeping you posted. It's my job when you're ready. We're gonna price it right.
Okay.
So that's kind of the the
But
mindset.
you're in front of it every week.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
you're offering information.
yeah. I mean, if I told two agents, thinking about selling the end of summer, and you did this, and the other agent, I don't know, what would the other agent do? Email me every Monday or text me, and I would go, told you the end of summer, or they ignore me and then remember, oh God, that's right, it's middle of August, I got to reach out to the client. You know what I mean? So we're in better shape doing this than anybody else.
Can you change how often it sends?
Right now, no, every Monday.
Because it's just an update.
Yeah, and believe me, going back to the changes, when we make any changes to this platform, it's not because someone went, yeah, Monday sounds good. Let's just do it once. Thousands and thousands of consumers have gone through a focus group. We've talked to, hundreds and hundreds of agents across the country, and then go, okay, consensus says Monday morning, whatever. I mean, so it just know that we don't ever just randomly pick stuff up and say, we're going to change this today. We just do a lot of work, behind the scenes and just pick, But even that being said, we've had conversations already to say, you pick when it wants to go out. You pick if every Monday works or if Tuesday's better. Do you want to send it every day? So we already have conversations to give the agent. You send it as often as you want. Maybe once a month. I don't know. That type of thing. So we're already having.
Sometimes people don't like all being over inundated.
Yeah. And again, I tell them, hey, every Monday, if you want to look at it once a month, just pull it up once a month. Skip it in your email, delete it. I don't care. But I'm honest with them by just saying, they'll see you. Okay. So, yes.
One last thing. After you click on that one there, and it goes to watching.
Yep.
Then what's the next step after that? Are they starting to get emails?
Monday morning, they'll get an email. And the next Monday morning, they'll get an email. And, tell
So they won't get-
tell your wife you've decided to sell and you're getting prices from an agent. No.
It won't get go today, the day that you set it up.
Yeah.
It waits until Monday.
Yeah, it's just set up for every Monday.
And it'll do active sold deposits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just keeping them up to date, and it's just a neat feature. Again, I'm just I'm not over promising. I'm just like just working to keep you posted on what's happening.
What is this little feature called?
Watched homes. Okay, so we're gonna finish up. I'm gonna quick show you sort of a quick analyzation of a Zap score, and then I'm gonna show you the apps quick, And then pizza should be here, so.
You're all about the pizza, aren't you?
Actually, I don't usually eat, but that's.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I say this is basically the first thing I do every morning, it still is, even though I'm mirrored as another agent. I just had to put my license in referral. We have 759 leads in our database, like true leads. So this is exactly what I would do every single morning, is if I click on the 759, it will literally list the Zap scores from highest to lowest from everybody in my database. And when I say highest to lowest, it's based on, what they're doing, what they've done, if they've opened up an email, if they're looking for houses, if they're saving houses. If I just hover over any one of the Zap scores, it will literally tell me what that client did. Open up an email, viewed my homepage 4 times in 3 weeks, whatever the data is, and then I can analyze as far down as I need to on this list, to determine if I need to reach out to this person. Like I'll look at this one and go, have I reached out to this person? They're active. Should I reach out to them? So if I click any one of these folks, I'm going to click on Michael and go, I got to reach out to him. Like his Zap score changed. He's looking at houses, whatever made me. And I'm actually just going to scroll down a little bit. I can see a pretty Zap score. But once I get to this piece right here, this will, I'm going to try to do it so that I can see all of it. This will actually tell me every house that he's looked at on my website or my mobile app, every house he's looked at, the average, 127,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,900 square foot. So and the only zip code he's looked at is Jamestown. If he looked at 4 zip codes, I would know every single zip code he looked at. Not one, he didn't reach out to me and say, hey, we're looking at 127. He didn't tell me which zip codes. We're actually able to analyze what he's doing. So I use this data right here, very simple. He called me up and said, 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, up to 100,000. And I'm like, well, your average is 127. First thing I do, go into his search. Okay, 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, up to 150. I changed his search. This afternoon's search will be a different search, will be up to 150. So he is staying with me. He has no reason to look elsewhere, because the listing, what I'm sending him, the listing alert I'm sending him, is maybe just 1 zip code. Yeah, we want to be in Jamestown and that's it. And then I pull this up and he's looking at 3 other zip codes. I'm like, you better believe the listing alert that he gets this afternoon includes 4 zip codes. And he's getting it all, because he's looking there. So I'm going to give him the data that he wants and that he's been looking at, so that he doesn't feel, well, Wayne's sending me this, but let's just go here and just look at some other properties. I'm able to keep him up to date on actually what he's looking at. So kind of the one feature that we can do. And then if I go down to search activity, this is, again, just what he's doing on my website. He hasn't reached out to me and said, anything. He's actually looked at, when I said website, mobile app, or email, they just click on a property and the listing pops up. That's a recently viewed home. If I click on that, these are the 9 houses and a map. This is a brand new feature, so if I get close enough, it's going to want me to be a little closer, but this is a list of every house he's looked at, mobile app or website, and a map of where they are. Again, didn't tell me a thing. Just doing this, interacting with me on my website or my mobile app, and I have the ability to see exactly where he's looking. And if he had saved a house, I would know it. If of those 9, he goes, you know what, let's keep an eye on this one, I would know it. And you better believe when I see this is the first conversation I have. Because this guy is active, I know he's active, I know what he's doing. You better believe he's going to get a text, email, or a call that says, hey, what's up? And they're going to go, oh, we were looking at houses last night, and and that's the interaction. Like, I don't have to guess what my people are doing. I know what every single one of them are doing. And that's where I start my day. Why wouldn't I start my day with a list of 5, 10, 20? I don't care how many people are actually looking. That's my first thing of my day, is to reach out to them, and then I'm gonna go, do whatever from that point on.
What's the difference, I'm sorry, between the red and the blue? Like the little...
Well, it's actually, see where it's blue, it says there's 9 in there. So I just need, once I get close enough, it actually, see there's 2 right there. They looked at 2, like literally, there they are. See, they're close enough, so that, and then I can just move my map around. And,
But if you wanted a broader view, you'd know they're interested over here because they keep looking in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, I just analyze it. Like, hey, we want to be South Manchester. Like, okay, well, I'm going to try to set you up on a listening alert. And then you look at the map and they're looking north, at houses north. You're like, but you better believe it's a conversation like, yeah, I know you said south, but, what do you think about the north? Well, we've been looking at houses. I mean, we can just be they were so in tune with them. You're going to work with your buyers like no one ever has. Because they're going to go. I mean, the first time I started interacting with my folks, I swear, one of my buyers said, I looked over my shoulder to see if you were like right there. That's the interaction we have. And it's crazy that they love it. Believe me, they love it. They want it.
I don't have any, I only have like 12 contacts, but it says none under Zap, course, and there's a little balloon that says need to get 100 active contacts to get Zap scores.
Yeah, so
I don't know if I'll get there.
You better have 100 people, So just know that Zap score, that Zap score is very, it is always active. But prior to having 100 active clients, it's called very high, medium. If I get above 100 active clients, it turns into a number. So, but.
So I mean, you're suggesting I can put people in here that aren't necessarily going to be, I put family and friends in to get my contacts up?
Well, you put contacts in here not to get to 100, just to get to 100. You put contacts in there because if one of them decides to do something, a year from now, if your neighbor or best friend, or you use them as referrals, but when they're all in one spot and you have immediate contact with them and they're all in one spot, that's why you do it.
Yeah, you're saying there's a bigger reason for putting.
Yes, not just to be like, oh, I need to get to 100,
Just
because.
FYI, we only have 26 contacts and we have Zap scores.
You have an actual number, or it just says very high?
It says very high.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a number.
Yeah. But just know, it's kind of deceiving. Just know that very high is the same exact formula, predictive analytics in the background, as a 90. It just says very high, so that you don't get a 90 and go, or a 95 and go, oh gosh, this guy must be ready to buy, and you pull it up and they opened up an email and looked at your website. But so we kind of just break it down just a little different.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do this. It'll probably like conk out
All
on
the
me like
cities
it
that
does
I
in China.
trained and saved earlier are gone.
Do you have over 100?
No, I think I'm at like 62, 52 or
Just enough to
something.
sit with this while it's quiet.
That's all you have in Zap?
Digest this.
See, I changed all my cities earlier and now they're all
I'm
gone.
shocked.
It
Because
didn't
I
save, so.
I only put people that were looking.
He said it might not save, stuff might not save because of all of us here on Wi-Fi.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do this.
These are only like serious buyers.
Yeah, that's how I did it. I wrote that. I only got
There
it
we
right.
go. Okay, so I'm going to finish with this. It just take me about 5 minutes to show you this, and the pizza is here, so I don't want to keep you guys from eating. But all right, so from this, what I'm going to show you are the 2 apps that we have. So the first one, if you do not have this, make a note. I'd rather you watch me now if you don't have it. I mean, then just know that you're going to download it. But first one I'm going to click on is this light blue. Jeez, sorry, that's the wifey. Hey, that could have been embarrassing. So the first one I'm going to click on is the light blue Zap app. And all I'm going to tell you, like I said, you can download this later, but if you do not have that one, you're going to search in your app store for Zap space CRM. And then, yeah, just, do that later. But what this is this is my dashboard. Basically everything we talked about today, contacts, everything just at my fingertips.
So, the password is the same as.
Same
TRA.
login. Yep, same login as the other one. And it will remember it. It'll remember it, so you can just go right in. But real quick, you'll see today's tasks and follow-ups is just the split screen when you log in. So if you're waiting 10 minutes for a client and you click on follow-ups, that would list anybody that was, almost out of compliance or out of compliance with Lead Router. So just, waiting 10 minutes. So just know you always have your entire database at your fingertips. So one thing I'm going to show you is if I do a search, I clicked this little magnifying glass and search. I can search my entire database of clients. The one thing I want to show you is when I pull up a client, on the run, I can call, email, or text him right from the app. Always in the history. Always stays in the history every time I do something. The entire profile for this client, anything he's looked at, any neighborhoods he's looked at, if he's looked at houses, everything's right at my fingertips that I can just see at any point. The entire history of anything I've done with that client. When was the last time I, reached out to this client? But, so anything I've done, all at my fingertips. One thing I want to show you is on this string, if I hit this more right here, this little menu pops up. The one thing I want to show you, you could do any of those. The one thing I want to show you is share my mobile app. So when I click share my mobile app, I can do it email or text. So I'm sharing my consumer-facing mobile app. If I choose text, I could change that verbiage, but I'm ready to share it with a client. I can change it, whatever. If I hit send in the upper right, it's actually going to take me to my actual text. And when I push this, you actually see that I'm going to get a new text message, again, from my agent. And when I click on it, this is as soon as this finishes downloading. Again, this is your client just getting a text message. As soon as that clicks, when I click this as a client, I'm not doing a thing. It's actually taking them directly to the App Store, and they will download my personal mobile app. That's what we just did. They have they're downloading my personal mobile app right now. Now, what did I just share? So I shared this one right here. So when I click that, this is what they see. Again, Al, my agent, this. So I'm actually just gonna, you guys need to download this and play with it so that you can tell your folks how, how crazy it is. But when I hit search and I locate myself to here, that's where I'm standing now in every house around me for sale. And, whether I'm driving around or sitting at home, if I just click on any one of the properties, it'll actually give me oh God, there's only one picture. I was going to say it gives you every picture. Let me see if I can find it.
I gotta get off of Spruce Street.
Okay, so I pull up the listing and I can see.
That wasn't yours?
I can see every picture.
Yeah.
I can see the entire MLS listing.
Wow.
Literally all the way down, whatever's in the MLS I get. So it's not limited because I'm on my mobile app. One button, I can either reach my agent or request a showing with
So
one
the
button.
local agent is you.
Yes.
Right.
If I was logged in, it wouldn't even say local agent, it would say contact your agent.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm not logged in, so.
Yeah.
Couple cool things with this is, you see these, they're kind of hard to see, but there's 3 buttons up here. If I heart that, that's me, if I was logged in, that's me saving it. Hey, I want to keep this one on my, on my radar. Awesome as either a client or me, this is my listing. If I hit the one with the box and the arrow, with one button, I can share this listing in a text message, an email, put it on Facebook or Google+. So I can share my listings, like, hey, I'm gonna share this listing with a client, just text it right over to them or put it on Facebook to market it. And the last one, if I'm sitting here in front of a house and I see a price tag over there, simply, if I hit the little car, it'll actually GPS me with whatever apps I have to the house. Like give me directions, like, okay, we're going to that house. So just some cool things that so believe me, I mean, if I hit the little finger in the draw, I could literally draw a circle. That can be a listing alert. I can be like, hey, I want to be south of Manchester. I want to be east or west of Manchester. Then I can actually, and you guys, I'm going through this quick, but if you guys play with it, you'll learn it all. I go to filter in the upper right, any price, bedrooms, bath, and I don't want condos. And apply filters. That list shrunk down. Those are 3-bedroom, 2 baths. Not condos in that circle, and that can be a listing alert. I could literally save this as a client, and I just created my own listing alert. So just get in there. Believe me, you don't have a client that would not kill to have that mobile app. So just know that you have that available. And by the way, geared towards you, direct IDX feed from the MLS, completely up to date. New listing this morning. It's on the app this afternoon. That quick. All right, so I'm going to show you one more thing back to the blue app, our personal. I'm going to show you how to do a property insight, how important those are, the big box that popped up while we're at a house. And we're simply going to click.
You're in Zap doing this then?
Yeah, the light blue one.
You're in the app.
So plus add at the bottom.
All right.
And I can actually do any one of these things. Could add a new contact, just meet a new person. A local insight is, hey, I work in Bemis, so there's a 5K in Bemis. I can actually do those on the run. But the one I want to show you is new showing. When I click new showing, this is that big box that popped up on the screen. The advantage to this is when I click, and mine's going to be goofy, but if I click add a property, if anyone else is doing this will actually GPS me to the house I'm standing in. Mine's goofy because it still thinks I'm in New York.
Wait, so search for property?
No.
Well, if you do it once or because there's so many people.
Property.
Yeah, when you click add a property, like that, so that GPS's us, and I've never had it not pick the house I'm in. So just like, I don't even have to search for it. Then I do need to add a contact. So I again, very simple, search for me. And the other 2 things that we had to do in the screen, the date already populated. It knows you're standing in the house. Status already completed. So we're actually doing less steps beside the fact we're actually doing it while we're in the house. So we walk in, do this, save it, walking out of the house or in the car going, done with it. And then I literally, the last thing, if I actually click the property insights, this is the right side of that box.
But
Very simple.
I thought when we're not on the app, we had to be the date before.
Just has to be prior than right now.
There's a time.
Okay.
Yeah, prior than right now, but this is saying, hey, you're at the house. Let's just call it that you're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
So literally that easy. So you're popping into your listings or you're previewing. So when I say that I preview a house, call up, hey, I need 5 minutes in it. I walk in with my phone and going, and literally leave with it done.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to, where did you start? Like, I'm on that.
So the plus add at the bottom,
Yeah.
Quick add.
new showing,
Okay.
and then that screen pops up.
And
Add a property.
Yep, add a property, add a contact with the date and the completed or done, and I'm actually leaving the insight right here.
It takes you to nearby properties.
Yep.
My Spruce Street is there, so if you'd like to add it. So,
What's your Elizabeth?
Was that really your
74.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, we're gonna grab food. Anybody that wants to come in, but we are free game at this point. But just prior to letting everybody go or whatever, does anybody have any, anything? Any questions, comments?
When we're adding contacts in, like back to, on the computer.
Yep.
Do you have to do them all one by one, or can
No,
you
we have a
just
bulk
from an
upload
Excel?
option.
Okay.
So
From like an Excel sheet?
yeah, so let me just quick show
I
you.
saw you doing that, that's all.
Oh, wait a minute, let's do
one
that,
by
let's go.
So let me, I'm not gonna, I don't wanna show you how to do it, cause it's, but there's an awesome video, so when you're ready to do it, let me just get logged in. So I'm gonna go to Team ERA, and I'm gonna show you where there's a place with actually everything we did today. There's some awesome videos. Actually, you know what? Let me just come back here. It doesn't. So in the Zap platform.
Reconnect your computer.
Oh, sorry.
And the guy did just go to get out from. So he was gonna.
So in the Zap platform, if I just click this support button right here,
Yeah.
it actually takes me to this page, and there's some awesome things. So this is the community. If you ever want to just go in there and peek around, there's a bunch of suggestion things. Or if I want to say, hey, I want to create my own suggestion, either the knowledge base or the video library. But I'm actually just going to click on the video library. Oh, it's thinking. It's probably my phone somewhere. Is it? Oh, good. I was hoping it wasn't mine.
Community,
All right,
video
yeah,
library.
it's thinking. We're all of a sudden super bogged down here. So what this does is actually just gives us, they're not quite formulated, but managing your agent website, add contacts into Zap, exploring the contact profile. There is one in here somewhere that will say bulk uploads. So what we do is, it's in there. What we do is actually, we're gonna upload, bulk upload into Lead Router in the back office, and we push one button and it brings all them into Zap. So that's just the avenue we have right now to have that bulk upload. But it is a CSV file, so you can export out of your email, out of the MLS, out of, wherever you export out of, it's gonna come into a file. We may have to adjust it quick, but that video, if I find it, it's like 4 minutes long, but it literally is step by step. Like, do this, do this, that type of thing, so wherever it is.
I think it's on Team ERA too.
I actually prefer to find it there, and that's what I was doing, but.
We do it, wait, here,
Yeah, but it was taking me forever to, here it is. So when this is actually, our help page is called EZ Zap. From the home page, if I click watch a video here, these things right here, anywhere from a minute to 4 or 5, is everything we did today. Add a contact, do just anything. Update our website, navigate the mobile app, add new listing alerts, referral links, vanity, all that stuff. This one right here, import leads using Lead Router, is the one you would want to click on. It's a video.
Is this Team ERA?
Yes.
Yeah, it actually went from Team ERA to.
That's the bulk load. Import leads using Lead Router?
Yeah. So just know that exists, but believe me, if you have a smart intern that's, I know Eric could easily do it, so it's not hard, but it's just, you gotta have it right, and then you gotta go through some steps, so, if you have somebody that can help you, it's just a bonus. But that page is
The search tab works pretty good too.
yeah, that page is always there. It's actually, a pretty cool page to be on. To just refresh and you're ready to do something. Oh, how did I do that? Come in and watch a minute or two video, and then get right to it.
All right, okay. All right.
All right, so we are. We can be done with the initial session. We're going to grab some pizza, and then, like I said, please, anybody that has anything or just wants, questions or anything, stick around, and Jules and I will be happy to help. So, thank you guys for coming. Awesome group. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Great questions.
So what was it, watch tones? What was it?
Watch tone. Oh, homes.
Watch tones.
Yes.
Watched tones. I'm not finding that.
What was the watch homes thing? I thought it was, is it watch tones, T-O-N-E?
Home. Yeah, home.
Oh, but
Why out there?
and we can do that in Zap dashboard.
So I guess the only question I have is just about the social media.
So we can do that in watch
The
dashboard.
only question I have is just
Yep. So let's I'll just. let's see if we can kind of figure out which way.
Yes.
You find a video for it?
Okay, so this is actually working. So let's hit
Yeah.
log in.
Hey, Lisa.
Oh, you'll go with me to open it? Thank you. What's the property address
You
again?
know what?
Yeah, shoot me the address.
Eric, what's the property address?
That's it. That will literally prompt you to log in.
Because that's what I'm thinking.
I didn't sign up already.
I have it at home,
But-
back at
but
the office, I can go back to the
No,
camera.
the face, well, yeah, because my personal.
Yep, it scares you, but the very last button says personal or business.